I won't start getting insurance then.
You can get insurance; it doesn't hurt, but it won't pay off your lifetime.
They'll want to sell it to me, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
In fact, I'll be happy to sell you that kind of insurance. You want to buy it from me? No problem.
Yes. So there's another question. That's from Steve.
What's my preferred interpretation of quantum mechanics? I'm glad you asked this, Steve, because it's such a red herring. People waste so much paper, and especially in times of climate change, I hate that, just talking about the interpretation of quantum mechanics as if it's some big deal, as if it's something profound. My preferred interpretation of quantum mechanics is quantum mechanics. Namely, when we try to interpret quantum mechanics in terms of a classical picture, we come up with crazy things. But that's not so surprising, because the world at its fundamental scale is quantum mechanical. We, on our scale, we see things classically because quantum mechanical correlations wash out. So we experience a world such that the world of quantum mechanics seems crazy, and we have to try and frame it in terms of arguments that make sense in our classical world. But that's ridiculous. I mean, there's no reason for quantum mechanics to make sense in a classical world. So, as my late friend Sidney Coleman, who was at Harvard when I was there, and wrote a wonderful lecture called "Quantum Mechanics in Your Face," which you can watch online. It's technical, but it's wonderful nevertheless. But he said what's really important is the interpretation of classical mechanics, not the interpretation of quantum mechanics, because what's fundamental is quantum mechanics. So you want to interpret the classical world in terms of the quantum mechanical world, not the other way around. Having said that, I mean the classical interpretation, I think, comes closest to trying to capture much of the craziness of quantum mechanics is the many worlds interpretation. Nothing new about it. I know books have been written recently about it, and it's like 50 years old, and nothing's changed. And it's the idea, because it fundamentally in quantum mechanics, quantum objects are doing many things at the same time. And when we measure them, we pick out of the many things they're doing one. So if a spin is spinning, it's spinning in all directions at the same time. We measure it, boom. Say it's fine, it's spinning and it's pointing up this way. Well, in that case, it's like we pick one example out of an infinite number of examples. And the many worlds interpretation says each time you make an observation, basically the universe is branching into an infinite number of branches, and you pick one, and then every other time you make an observation, you pick another. So the world is multiplying at every instant, because these quantum universes, you could have picked another. You could have been in another universe where instead of measuring it this way, you measure it that way. Well, that captures some aspect of it, but does it have any profound meaning? Absolutely not, that I can see. And I think it's a waste of time to. Well, I don't think it's worthy. I mean, it's worth thinking about these things, of course. But is it worth tomes? I'm not sure. I don't think so.